We shot the sheriff, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sun. What is up, y'all? This Supermanpimpdaddymagnum back at it, aka Magnum Johnson. So today I'm here with a new video saying that you need to quit weed, and I'm gonna tell you why. So odds are that if you click this video, you probably smoke a lot of weed. And if you don't, I don't really know why you clicked this video, but enjoy either way. So the thing is you probably smoke a lot of weed, if you're the 90% of people who do that click this video, and you probably think there's no consequences to it. But I'm here to tell you that you're wrong. See, a common thing I hear from a lot of potheads is, oh, well, I'm not smoking any hard drugs, I'm not doing meth or heroin, so everything's fine. But if your bar is not doing meth or heroin, something's deeply wrong. Weed is not some magical thing that you can smoke to make you feel good and it comes with no consequences. Actually, there are a lot of side effects, a lot more than you probably think there are. Okay, because weed has only been legal for 10 years now, and we've only been able to study it for so long. And already we've seen that there are massive cognitive side effects, and probably more to come the longer we study it. So if you're in the group that thinks smoking weed is harmless for you, I have some news for you. It isn't, and here's the side effects. Memory impairment, lung damage, cognitive impairment, stunted mental development, impaired impulse regulation, impaired emotional regulation, and higher risk for depression, anxiety, and schizophrenia. And it also makes your dick smaller. I know, because I quit weed and my dick's massive now. Okay, these are things you don't want if you want to be intelligent and successful. And obviously, I don't know if it makes your dick smaller, but you should treat it like it does, because your mind is more important than your fucking dick. The people who smoke weed are less likely to be in higher paid jobs, higher education, are more likely to have less friends, more likely to develop schizophrenia, anxiety, or depression, and are less likely to succeed in life, and are on average more stupid than their non-smoking counterparts. So why would you want to smoke weed? A sober you would pretty much beat you in every regard. So why would you want to be the version that smokes weed? So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, well, Snoop Dogg smokes a bunch of weed and he's ultra successful, for every one Snoop Dogg, there's about 10 million retarded potheads. So the odds are not in your favor. And even if you could be successful smoking weed, wouldn't you rather be the version that's even more successful because you didn't? Okay, and there are going to be a bunch of people who say, oh, I smoke weed every day and I'm perfectly fine. I'm a genius. Okay, well, there's this thing called the Dunning-Kruger effect, and when you smoke a large amount of marijuana, you can't really tell how much you're losing your memory, how much you're losing your ability to absorb knowledge. So I know from firsthand, when I quit smoking weed and I seen the version of me who could actually read books and retain them, who could actually have conversations and know what the fuck I'm talking about, versus the version of me that was processing it one bit every 10 minutes, it's completely night and day, and you can't see that until you see the before and after. The thing is, I'm still retarded, even without weed, so why the hell would I want to smoke weed and become even more retarded? We're fucking salvaging broken cars here. So if you realize that you want to be a smart, successful person who's capable of accumulating knowledge and applying it in ways that can make you more valuable, successful, and worthy of being paid hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, why would you want to keep smoking weed? It is the biggest hindrance that you can have. It's one of them. Okay, and it's one of the easiest you can leave behind. So with that being said, I'm going to show you how to quit weed, and I've already told you why to do it. So first, I'm going to start with saying this. It is going to be very hard at first, and it won't be fun, but over time it'll get easier, and soon it'll become your new normal. You're going to feel like you're going against your nature. You're going to get emotional, moody. You're going to get emotional, moody. You're gonna get emotional and moody. You're gonna feel like you're going through the swings, but your brain starts to regulate out. You kind of hit homeostasis again, and then once you get to that point, smooth sailing. You feel like you never even smoked weed in the first place. So disclaimer, that's gonna happen. Be prepared for it. It's fine. Little uncomfortability never killed anyone. All right, so this is how you quit. First, cut off everyone you know that smokes weed. This one is kind of self-explanatory and a little obvious, but humans are a bit primal and animalistic by nature. So when you're around a group of people doing a certain thing, whether or not they're directly peer pressuring you to do it, you're gonna feel social pressure to be accepted into the group, and that comes with smoking weed, drinking, fucking doing stupid shit. A bunch of your friends could, be getting into dangerous situations, and because you're a part of that group, in order, back in the old days to maintain survival, you had to kind of flow along with the group so you didn't get abandoned and lose chance of survivability. So that instinct is still in you when you see your buddy smoke weed. So when your buddy lights a joint, you're like, hey bro, you want to smoke? You're going to want to smoke too. So it's best to just not associate with those people because it removes the pressures. Willpower is good. You need to put the odds in your favor because a lot of people will try to quit and they won't succeed. So I'm trying to give you the cheat codes to kind of make it easy as possible so it actually sticks. This might be a little bit lonely at first, but you can always make new friends. And if you're friends with stoners, I mean, in all honesty, is it really good to keep that company anyways? Are they really going anywhere in life? And some things aren't about goals, it's about being around the people you want to hang out with. Sure, but do you want to be someone who smokes weed? If the answer is no, then that's sometimes the sacrifice that you have to make. If you really want to hang out with these people, then maybe try to convince them to quit weed too. But if they're not willing to do that, then you have to choose whether you're going to hang out with people who smoke weed and eventually cave in or do your own thing. Step 2 is throw away all your stash and throw away any smoking devices you have. Very obvious, very self-explanatory. It goes back to the whole environmental thing. If you see it in front of you, you're more likely to do it. This is why I personally don't buy bad food. If it's in my house, I'm gonna eat it. You might be thinking, I've spent a lot of money on weed and paraphernalia so far. Okay, isn't that a reason not to keep doing it? Because then you're gonna keep wasting more money that you could invest into yourself, money that you could save for buying the things that'll actually get you further. So fucking cut the fat loose now and just throw it all out. Okay, that's step 2. Okay, step 3 is to develop a habit of reading and working out. The reason you're going to want to do this is that most stoners don't read, and it's harder to work out when you have damaged lungs. So what is going to happen is these habits are naturally going to encourage you to not smoke weed because they conflict. They conflict with the habits you already got. If you're reading every day and then you smoke a joint and try to read, have you ever smoked a joint and tried to read? I can't remember shit. Okay, I might as well not do it, and I don't. So when I developed the habit of reading more, it kind of reinforced not wanting to smoke because it was harder to read, and I like reading. Working out's the same thing. If you get more serious about your bodybuilding and workout journey, you're going to be like, well, shit, smoking is kind of a hindrance to this because it damages your lung function. And by doing that, you're going to root yourself in these habits, which will remove you. But you're also going to ending up in more groups and new social dynamics to where smoking weed is something that most people don't do, and that's good because you're going to end up around people who are aiming towards a higher trajectory. Step 4 is to quit calling yourself a stoner. Quit calling yourself a pothead. Okay, this goes to a very simple psychological hack. Your habits are generally a result of your identity. Okay, if you consider yourself a jogger, usually you jog every morning. If you consider yourself a boxer, you usually go to a boxing gym. And if you consider yourself a good person, you will usually fight yourself to do the good thing even when doing the bad thing is more alluring because you identify as a good person. So if you identify as someone who is trying to quit smoking weed, a smoker trying to quit smoking, then you're setting a precedent of resistance. It's all I want to quit smoking weed, but I'm a smoker. I love smoking. No, you're not a smoker. You are a healthy, sober person who is trying to be more healthy. Okay, now the precedent is I'm a healthy person. Now it's like, well, shit, smoking weed kind of goes against being healthy. And this sounds like flimsy pseudoscience, notions, but they're not. This is a proven thing that kind of hacks the way you see yourself a little bit and allows these actions to step in. So quit calling yourself a pothead and a smoker and identifying with that. You're not. Your identity is a successful, ambitious person who is healthy, and by being healthy, you don't smoke. So do that. And step 5 is to believe in yourself. Okay, I don't say this in a pseudoscience manifestation type thing. Believe and you shall receive. Your thoughts can alter the universe. It's not what I mean at all. I mean, have confidence in yourself that you can quit and that you will quit, because oftentimes when I was smoking weed and I really wanted to quit, I got this feeling that I couldn't quit because I had been smoking for years now and I tried to quit multiple times and that quitting was useless. I started to convince myself that I couldn't quit, that this is who I was, and that was part of the reason why I couldn't quit. You have to develop a belief that you can actually do these things and pull them off. Okay, when you see extremely successful people, extraordinary talent, people tend to think it's otherworldly. People tend to think it's beyond themselves, and I'm here to tell you that it's not. These people are just like me and you, but what they did is they saw something in themselves that they knew they could bring out, and they stopped at nothing to do that. Okay, through the process of believing in something in yourself, trying, failing to obtain it, but still believing you could do it and doing it over and over again, it refines you. It's like chipping metal from a blade until it becomes sharper each time. So just remember, when you see extraordinary people and you think there's no way the average person can accomplish what they did, it's impossible. Switch that belief to thinking if they did it, so can I. And how can I?